Yeah. Oh, making me dirty everywhere.
Howdy, partners in wine. I'm Gitchagumi.
I'm Christy May.
And that makes this Wine with the Wifey. How's everybody doing today?
I'm good.
I'm
tired.
I'm so tired. I don't know if you're new to the show. We've missed the last couple of weeks because we've both just been exhausted.
Yeah.
So here we are, though. We made it. We're alive.
Hi, Barley.
I'm gonna drink some wine. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit and see if the puppy wants to come back inside, and we'll get to the wine.
How are you gonna adjust it? Oh, thank you. Audio was weird. Oh, of course it is. Steven, so I have been like really focusing on my hair and like putting all like the leave-in conditioners and oils in it and everything. And then I've been like working out and following some TikTok workouts at home. And I feel like it's really working because I haven't been able to wear this sweater for like years now. Now I can wear it, so I'm pretty excited. And I don't have any muffin top over my jeans. It's always a good sign. Pierre's outside barking like a crazy dog. It's so cold in our house right here. Oh, you might not have heard me. Are you working today or are you home? Maybe he walked away. Yeah, just leave. Just say, hey, if you need me, call me. I'll be at home. Barley's joining the show. Oh my God, it's cold outside. He just opened the door.
Come on, Pierre. Come on.
Come, Pierre. In here. No. Nobody's climbing on me. You guys got muddy paws. You guys are muddy.
All right. I think the audio is fixed, and we're ready for the wine. Hey, I'm back, man. I'm back. I had to let the dogs in. So, sheesh. All right. What is, like, the camera? It looks like we look like we're on a boat, like, rocking.
It's because of your monitor. It's slanted. I don't know. It's straighter. He just just presses dials and stuff, and then all of a sudden it works sometimes, and then it goes back out like 5 minutes later.
No, I had each of the channels on solo, so they were all fighting each other to be a solo channel. So now they're all mixed together now, and they're being happy.
This was hard. I couldn't open this.
Yeah, now it's nice and clean audio. I like it now. I'm happy.
There's this for you.
It only took us like 6 months to get this this mixer to work, honey.
Freaking expensive as hell mixer that I buy and didn't work for half a year.
Oh, look at that. Oh, no, it's all getting...
Didn't I say
Yeah.
give it 5 minutes? Okay, so this...
Kiso Kawib on Twitch, thank you for the follow.
So this is called Smirk. It's a 2021 muscat from South Africa on the Western Cape. And it says it's 11.5 alcohol by volume. So
That's not too... That's
a
a standard.
little dry, like a semi-dry, I guess, maybe. Anything under 9 is wet wine. It's like probably going to be a sweet wine.
Yeah. Yeah, but we usually drink like closer to 14.
Yeah, 14 to 16. All right, let's do this.
To the weekend.
That was a hard clank.
Mm-hmm. It's because we're ready. Ooh, that's a good one. It is. It's a little sweet.
It is.
It is. Should we do the read? We haven't done a read in a while.
I don't know.
What's this one called? Smirk?
Smirk. There's a purple one and there's a blonde one, apparently. I have both.
Our 2021 Smirk exhibits semi-sweet, earthy notes, complemented by juicy mandarin orange
Definitely
and lime on the palate.
semi-sweet.
Refreshingly sweet with ripe fruit flavors, our popular South African Muscat is made for fun in the sun. A crowd pleaser that's like drinking a fresh fruit bowl of flavor. Naturally sweet, but not cloying. This is an easy drinking white table wine with some structural acidity. Surely something Cleopatra would have found delightful on a humid Mediterranean afternoon. Sounds delightful.
Delightful. Send some pictures over to the whoojamacallits.
On the Discord?
Yep, on the Discord.
This is a weird song.
I don't know what you chose for the music, but it's not the best.
Well, this is our normal playlist, but I think they must have got some new albums or something. Because I don't think I've heard this one. It's over now, though, so there we go.
I have one viewer.
So how's everybody's week been going? What's everybody been up to? All that good stuff. We've had a couple weeks now. I guess we can catch up on. I've been doing my graduate studies. Chrissy May's been finishing up the semester in nursing. Yeah,
Trying his hardest.
Getting caught up.
Yep, had to get caught up. And so this next week, I'm doing statistics like a crazy person. And then the next week after that, I'll do calculus.
All those statistics and calculus that nurses use.
Yeah. The hell. Yeah, if I can just make it through these 2 math classes and never have to do math again, I'd just be so delighted.
I don't imagine you'll have to. I mean, I can't imagine there would be any higher level math for a nursing degree. especially talking to all the medical, like the flight paramedics that I work with, and they're all scratching their head on why you have to do statistics. And it's coming to Game Pass. It's been on the little like coming soon for a while now. Why is it good? I haven't looked into it too much. I've really been holding out for the Dune Awakening game. It's the one I've been holding out for.
So I was having a hard time with some of my classes, like that I signed up for the next semester, you know?
Yeah.
Like typical, like I had the last semester. And so I got signed up, and then the Veterans Office. Oh. So the Veterans Office was like, oh, this one that you signed up for is not included in your nursing degree. It's not needed to graduate with a nursing degree. So then my advisor seems to be pretty much like non-helpful, but I have to like include her in all the conversations because otherwise she gets butthurt.
Right.
But then the secretary for the Department of Nursing, she's done like everything that I've needed help on. Like she like sent the Veterans Office like a nastygram saying that, you know, as soon as I finish my degree here, I'm transferring to University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and that they require these pre-requirements to join their team or their, you know, degree or whatever. So she's like, she's just trying to get her prereqs out of the way, you know. So then they're like, well, you're gonna have to move something around. She's like, yeah, that's why I suggested we take out one of the classes she doesn't need. Like, I'll still have credit for it on my transcript.
Yeah.
You know, when I go somewhere else, but I'm not going to use that one to graduate with my degree.
Gotcha.
I'll use what I actually need for the BSN.
I gotcha.
I only need 4 classes for my BSN.
Really?
And then all the rest of it is just going to be like nursing time at the...
Like your clinical stuff?
The clinical stuff at the UNC.
Gotcha. Oh, you're doing it at UNC?
Yeah, that's what I chose because I could do it online.
Oh, okay. That'll work. Oh, it's on Game Pass now? I'll have to check it out. I mean, I figure it's got to be some sort of highly anticipated game because it's been on the, like, coming soon list forever. But have you had any luck getting your Riot stuff to work?
I decided what I want for Christmas.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I want a masterclass membership.
Oh, okay.
Or
so you can do the
Valentine's Day, whatever, whenever it happens.
You can do the
so I can do my singing classes.
Christina Aguilera masterclass.
Yeah. They have so many singers on there you can learn from.
It's true.
I want to do that. The whole like shrieking thing that they do on TikTok.
Or they get higher and higher and higher.
Yeah. It's hard because it's like I'll sing in the truck periodically, and it's really weird that I'm like this, but like I'm not comfortable singing even in the truck still. And it's been like how many years? Yeah. You know, and I used to sing.
You used to do karaoke.
I used to sing for like getting paid.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
And like I led praise and worship, and I won all these karaoke contests and money and stuff. And then like get cancer, and it's like I lost the ambition to sing.
I think it's more that you lost a sense of identity because of, you know, it started with you lost your job.
Right. Yeah. I had to stop working.
And then from there, it was just like you know, struggled with your identity from there because you're like, well, I was the breadwinner and now I'm a stay-at-home wife, and I think it's just been like snowballing from then. And then we got Chrissy Gumi, and that's been a whole
shabacle.
bag of worms.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, when you don't sing, or like even when I was really sick before we got Chrissy Gumi, like I didn't really talk to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't even use my voice. Like I was just like quiet for like ever. You know, and talking to people like from church or whatever would wear my voice out because I had like not talked for so long. And so I think I just really need to like build my voice back up from the beginning.
Yeah.
I need to do like core exercises so that I have a tighter diaphragm. And so I started doing some that are on TikTok.
Yeah.
And they are like painful. They don't look like they'd be hard.
Core exercises never
Until
look
you
hard.
do like a bunch of them.
Like when you see somebody doing a plank, you're like, ah, that's not hard. And then you do a plank and you're like, oh God, this sucks. I think for me,
I can do a plank and it's not any issue.
The plank for me, the only reason that it sucks is because it's boring. Like I just get bored. Like we got to hold a plank for 1.5 minutes as part of our PT test. And like I'll sit there and be in the plank, and I'll be like going over stuff in my head or whatever and trying to pass the time, and they'll be like, all right, what's the time? They'll be like 32 seconds. I'll be like, oh my God. There you go.
There you go. That's how you do it,
Yeah,
Steven.
that way you're close to home when you're done too.
Yeah, I can hold the plank forever, and I always could. Like, I wasn't in great shape in basic training, but I could hold that plank for a million minutes. Like, it was like I don't know what holds the plank. I don't know what muscles do it, but like,
Oh, your core muscles.
I had no issue. Like, I could just sit there forever, like, and I just like I could hold the sandbag over my head like forever.
That's the neuropathy.
Is that it?
You just don't feel your muscles being tired.
Oh, I just lock my arms out and then you just hold it, and like there's like no way that it's gonna like start shaking on you.
33 minutes from home. Oh yeah, that's good time to start moving closer.
But I saw these couple, I don't know how to save videos on TikTok, so I have to find them again. But I saw this other one with a kettlebell.
You hit the, like, you're going to send it to me,
Uh-huh.
and then there's an option down there that says save to favorites.
Ooh. Well. Okay. I've been pressing the little flag thing.
That puts it somewhere else, not in your favorites. I think.
Really?
I don't know.
Where's it go?
I don't remember. Maybe that is your favorites. You just gotta find your favorites.
So see, yeah, this thing.
Oh, I think that's your favorites. So if you go to your profile,
Yeah.
and then you hit the little.
Oh, you found them. Okay. Cool.
Oh, you got the 6-minute egg.
Yeah.
Those are. I did that for ramen one day, and it turned out perfect. It's like completely counter to everything that Martha Stewart ever told us.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, you may have learned how to make eggs according to Martha Stewart, but let us show you a trick that will blow your mind. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? This is literally what I Google every time I always forget how to make hard-boiled eggs.
I don't ever anymore because that 6-minute egg trick is pretty simple.
So it's just boiling water and putting your eggs in and letting it rest for 12 minutes.
Martha Stewart's way is you put the eggs in cold water, and then you bring it to a boil, and then as soon as it starts boiling, you take it out the heat, and you put a cover on it, and then you start the time, and the time's different based on what you're trying to do with the egg. and then you got to take it out of the heat, put it immediately in an ice bath. And if you don't do it fast enough, the shell sticks to the white, and it's your fault because you don't know how to cook eggs.
I heard that if you
Martha's
put
story
like
always makes
baking
me-
soda in it or like vinegar or something, it makes it so the shells don't stick to
the
the
shell
eggs.
comes off. Another thing you can do, I found out, is you can use a spoon and just slide it between the egg and the shell.
Well, let's make some hard-boiled eggs tomorrow for egg salad sandwiches.
Okay, I like it.
Hmm.
I was thinking about doing that the other day, making some egg salad.
Look at who's staring at me.
Yeah. He's a little cute guy. He didn't know what to do at dinner because I was showing him my teeth because he kept putting his head on the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was like barking at me.
Oh, I didn't know what
He
was
was, like,
happening.
He'd like back up and he'd be like, I'd show him my teeth again and he'd be like, oh, what's happening?
What a crazy. Oh, he's just a cute though.
Yeah, he just gave a big old sigh.
Yeah, he's calming down. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna stare at my mom from over here.
He's like, I'm just a sleepy guy. I'm just gonna lay down. This is when we've been laying down last few nights, guys. What's going on?
Yeah, so we've like fully just given up sleeping in the bed. Just gonna sleep on the couch forever now.
Well, it's because like
I can't walk the stairs a million times a day.
when my hip is
That's
good, your knee
painful.
is bad, and when your knee is good, my hip is bad. So we're never both in condition to get up the stairs.
We're so old. We're so old.
We just need to have a one-story house.
Yeah, we do. For real.
Put Chrissy Gumi's bed on the farthest side of the house possible.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one house we looked at that we put an offer in on would have been perfect because the only thing that was upstairs would have been the studio.
Yeah.
Then everything else was and our bedroom would have been under the studio, so we would have known if anybody was sneaking around up there.
Yeah.
And then,
Or we could just put some motion sensors up there,
well, yeah,
like we don't got a million of them.
right, or the camera, security camera,
Here comes
whatnot.
that little disco.
Yeah, she's just chirping up a storm, singing the song of her people.
Discord, what are you doing? She's so skinny.
Oh yeah, Discord is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him some normal food next time I get him food.
Okay.
Because we had that medicated stuff for Stormy.
And we should get their shots done so that way we can, like, when we can afford to get them fixed, we can just do that.
Yeah.
I don't think shots should be so expensive. Are we what?
Am I? If we win the lottery or the channel starts making us a lot of money, we'll move to LA. But those are the
we
those are the
cannot
conditions.
afford a home in LA. Are you kidding? Like, well, I mean, when I get my nursing degree, maybe, because then I can. So I was talking to a lady on TikTok that's a nurse. She's a traveling nurse. She's making $8,000 to $10,000 a week traveling.
Yeah, they can make an annual salary in like 3 months,
I was like, what?
like a decent annual salary.
And she's doing
6 figures.
hospice. Like, she's doing hospice. She's like, you should look into being a traveling hospice nurse. She goes, I'm getting paid $8,000 to $10,000 a week. I was like, oh, yeah.
Don't you have to have some experience to be a traveling nurse, or can you just go right into being a
I
traveling
don't
nurse?
know. But I do want to get at least 6 months experience in like ICU or something. you
Yeah.
know. PICU or ICU or NICU. Maybe not NICU. That would remind me too much of my kids.
Yeah, maybe.
And then, you know, parents are so volatile because, you know, they're like stressed out to the max. Their kids are like in this like really stressful situation, and they have to go home without their babies, and that's hard. And it's like, oh, I don't want to have to be dealing with hormonal parents.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I got to know my limits. Like, I think I would be pretty patient and compassionate to most people in a medical setting. Like I was when I was an EMT or a cop, like I could rein it in. But like having Chrissy Gumi, like it makes my patience so thin. It makes me worry like somebody's going to treat me like she does, and I'm going to be like losing my shit on them.
I mean, to an extent, like just because you're a nurse doesn't mean that you need to tolerate abuse,
Yeah, my friend said that there's like a whole like thing going on right now where they're like a lot of nurses are pushing back on like taking shifts if they don't have their supervisors' backs on abuse, because they are just so abused by patients and families. They're like, I'm not coming in if you're not going to have my back about this stuff.
I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I thought about trying to go to like pre-med and stuff, and then just thinking about the interaction I have with a doctor, and I feel like, I'm not a jerk or anything, and I just like I listen to what the doctor says, and I'm like, all right, cool, and then I do what the doctor tells me, and even that would be exhausting for me, like having a patient like me, just like because you gotta, I don't know, it's just.
I think what's good for me is that I have so much medical experience. I have so much weird stuff that has happened. Like, all the symptoms say it should be this, but it also includes this other realm. And I tend to be that other realm that generally doesn't happen. And so like that would help me be able to see like, hey, my gut's telling me, this is like the numerous time that they've been in for these symptoms. Like, let's look outside the box.
Yeah.
Of normalcy and see what's going on.
Yeah, I think your medical history would definitely be a benefit to you as a nurse. And you'd be able to be empathetic to people that are having those kind of situations where like you go from doctor to doctor and they're all like, well, how's your fibromyalgia doing? And,
yeah.
Come on, man. Like, you're a gut doctor. Why are you asking me about fibromyalgia?
To say, like, somebody was asking on the Fort Bragg page the other day about, they're having a hard time with their PCM. They're not getting heard. They keep sending them for like imaging at the ER or, at the imaging center. And then they get told to go back to their PCM and see what they have to say. It could be this. Then the PCM is just like, oh, let's send you back for imaging and see if we catch it this time. And it's just like a round and around circle or whatever. And I was like, I know that looking at my doctor's reviews on Google or, Health Vitals or whatever says the reviews, like it says the clinic doesn't get the best reviews. But I can 100% tell you that is because the front desk is like overwhelmed. They can't answer all the phone calls in a timely manner because it's just one lady always working the front desk. And then she's always being interrupted by nurses who don't know how to make copies or like simple stuff.
Yeah.
And she's having to do all this shit for other nurses. It's like, why can't you figure out the fax machine yourself? You know where it's going.
You have a degree.
Yeah. Like, hello. So, but like my doctor is like, not like the other day. So I was sitting there and I was giving the nurse, my what's happening spiel. And then my doctor's husband, because they work together, they're both internal medicine doctors and they work together in the office. And he stopped in and he was like, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, just wanted to see how you're doing. And I was like, well, I would be maybe better if I wasn't here, but, we'll get it figured out. He's like, yes. He's like, my wife will be in soon and I'll come back and check on you. And so then she comes in like a minute later and she's like, "Hi, okay, I wanted to go over some of these labs with you because I ran a bunch of labs that are not typically run and a lot of them are way off."
Gandalf, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey. So I was shocked that for one, she had like the decency to run out of the normal labs. Because, when I was that major sick and I couldn't stop having diarrhea or nausea, in her mind, she was like, what if this is like a neuro loop that she's in? Like, it's continuing making her to have diarrhea, And so let's check out and see how all of the hormones are doing and like things that cause the synapses to not connect or whatever. And it turns out I have a whole bunch of shit off. And,
yeah,
and then way off. And like, not like it's either like, it's not like close to normal. It's like either far extreme high or far extreme low. And so it all comes down to like my inflammation markers, which are extremely high. Which then she was like, I need your oncologist to look into this further, and we're going to send you to rheumatology because you have some, you have some immune disorders that commonly work with other ones. Like she's like, it wouldn't be like off the chart if you had rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or psoriatic arthritis based on what you have. So I was just like crazy stunned that she went through all this work, and I have her number so that if something's happening after hours, like I can call or text her. And I can't tell you how many times she's made a telehealth appointment like 8:30 at night to see how I'm doing. So that's like unheard of, I think. I think that the reviews on her page are really skewed because I've had nothing but great help.
Well, you know how people are. Like they'll put an Amazon review in and say that like for some product and give it a 1-star review because the box was dented or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's Amazon's fault, not the product's fault, like.
And I was a little hesitant about buying my vitamin D from her office because I was like, well, I bought that like,
nice.
Like I bought that CBD ointment or roll-on or whatever and under the tongue stuff. And I just don't like using CBD. I don't like the smell of it. Like, I'm sure it probably would help if I were to, and it is like her husband is one of the doctors that went through all of the like testing at Duke for that type that's out there.
Gotcha.
So like, it's not like it's some off the wall weird shit, It's actually like been through the testing at Duke and made it on the market after that. And so like I think it's legit. I just don't like the smell of it. But yeah, I bought the vitamin D from her office, and it's like 1 pill a week. It's like 50,000 micro units. So much, right? And it was only $13.
Huh.
So I was like, all right. Compared to like when I bought the CBD stuff, it was like $50 to $80.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's therapeutic level, medicine grade. It's probably going to cost more anyway.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a big process to make that stuff from what I understand. And I don't think there's really any operations that have scaled it up to industrial levels yet because it's not even legal in every state yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't know if I should be using it still anymore, considering I'm in nursing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what
the
thing is on that.
You'd think being a medical profession, they would understand that.
Like, yeah, I have a prescription for it, but like, is that okay? If it's a non-medicinal state.
That would be the question.
And it's just CBD. It doesn't have like THC in it.
Right.
But I've read that everything has a little bit of THC in it. That it's hard to like.
Yeah, it's hard to
get
know
it
how much of
separate.
that is like propaganda and how much of it is, you know, what's actually the case. Because, you know, there's a whole subset of the country that just thinks it's all criminal, and, you know, everybody that comes within 5 yards of it should go to jail and all that ridiculousness. And it's like, I found out the other day that there was actually quite a few states in the 70s that legalized marijuana because they determined it was a victimless crime.
Oh. Wait,
depending on if it's,
we didn't even hear about your new job. You need to tell us about this.
Is it a federal level job or is it a state level job? Because if it's a state level, it shouldn't matter if it's legal in the state. But you are correct. It's not federally legalized yet. I'm not even allowed to wear clothing that's made out of hemp. So.
Okay, I want to hear about this new job. I didn't know you got a new job. Oh, well,
okay.
That's cool.
They might. I would maybe not necessarily make an inquiry to HR, but try to find the literature. Yeah. Right. I would try to find the company literature and see if there's anything in there. There should be a clause in there regarding whether or not the use of medical stuff is allowed.
I mean,
especially if it's not. If it's specifically not, it should be in there. Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my college even sorts it out, and it's just like do not use like opiates, these things, overuse of muscle relaxers against the prescription. Like it lists it all down to down. Oh.
Okay, yeah.
I would get a script.
I mean, yeah, if it's to help you sleep, it shouldn't be too difficult to get a doctor to write you a prescription.
Especially you have PTSD, like... Yeah, it's still legal, but...
It just depends on... Because, you know... Drinking is legal, but you still can't go to work drunk, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true. Yeah, melatonin, it doesn't do anything for me either. And like, remember, we used to have Chrissy Gumi on melatonin for the longest time, and like, she could not sleep without it. And then at some point, I don't know if it was just a hormone change or what, but it just didn't even matter anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think it was right around the time she started going through puberty that she just stopped taking the melatonin.
And it was like weird. I mean, we get really strict on her about like a sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Because...
And she's got other like medicines to help her sleep.
She does take something to help sleep now. And I think if she were to take it in the right time frame and then just like chill out before bedtime and relax, I think it would work fine. But she's up there dancing in her room to like music on the Alexa. And I'm just like, hey, this is not chill out time. You're dancing. You're going to keep your body going for like another 2 hours. You gotta quit this shit.
Well, I mean, to an extent, we can only advise her, and then natural consequences will take over at some point. You know, she'll get to a point where she's pushing 40 and she's constantly tired at work all the time, and she decides to drastically change her daily schedule because she's trying to get to a normal...
Is that what you say what you're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Gitch one day texts me. Like, we were texting about something. I don't remember what. It was just normal stuff. Out of the blue, he's just like, so I have all my schedule set out on our Google Calendar, so you'll be able to look on there and see what I'm doing, like, every minute of the day. And I was just kind of like, what is this prompted by? Like, I don't, okay, that's
Ultimately,
great.
it was prompted by the fact that I never felt like I had any time for you. And I always felt guilty because I was like doing homework or working on, something that I wanted to work on at the computer until like 11 o'clock at night. And then I'd get on the couch and we'd both be so tired, we'd go to sleep. And then I'd wake up, barely have enough time to get ready in the morning and rush out to work and do it all over again. And I was doing that like every day for like 3 months. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't like that I don't feel like I have time for my family. I feel like I'm constantly like scrambling to get things done. And I know that I have time. Like I know that there's time in the week to do these things. But I don't feel like I'm using my time very wisely.
No, because what you would do is you'd come home from work and you would sit down at your computer and you'd get like absorbed into that.
Right.
And then we would have to get you distracted, be like, hey, can you help with this? Can you do this? Whatever. You'd go do that, but then come back to your computer and like get zoned back in again. And it was just like every time you walked past that thing, you had to like loom in and look at the screens and start typing and stuff. And it literally gave me like a feeling of like anxiety in my chest. Like, oh my God,
and that's a lot of it
never
was-
gonna leave that computer.
I had things that I felt like I needed to do. Like, I mean, a lot of stuff that I have to do just like for the house is at the computer, like paying bills, like figuring out phone numbers of people that I have to call. And then obviously homework I have to do at the computer. Like there's a lot of stuff that I just have to be at the computer to do.
I know, but sometimes you'll say, oh, I got to do some homework. And then I look over and you're like clicking on the cookie clickers. And I'm just like,
yeah, that's.
I thought that you were doing homework here.
Yeah,
this is keeping you from me. Hello.
Take a couple minutes of reprieve. I mean, it's pretty intensive research that I'm doing. But anyway, I was at a point where I was like, I just need to plan out my day. For one, I want to start waking up at 5:30 every day because that way I can get up, I can take a shower, I can eat breakfast, I can basically be ready for the day before you're fully like up and going, And so that way I can get a lot of the stuff that you get irritated like when I take a shower at 12 because I've just been lounging on the couch all day.
Can't stand that.
And you're like, great, now I gotta wait till he's done with his shower to do anything.
Well, yeah, because I've spent the whole morning with you sitting at the computer, not interacting with your family. And then you're like, I'm going to go take a shower, which is an hour-long process. So now I feel like, oh, shit, okay, he's gone again.
Yeah.
Like I get no time with you, it feels like.
So that's why I scheduled it out, because I can get all that done before you're up. And then, I have like tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow I'm not waking up at 5:30 because we do the show and it's at least until midnight. So tomorrow wake up time is like 7:38. Get up, go take a shower, eat breakfast, and then from what will that be like? From like 9:30 until 1 is like working on the house stuff, which is for me stuff that you want me to do around the house.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. So wake up around 7:30, get ready for the day, breakfast about 8:30. 9 to 10, you have homework. 11 to 1300 or 1500, you have housework. 15 to 1600, market analysis. 16 to 1800, personal projects. 18 to 19, dinner, and then 1900, couch time.
Yeah. And as I've been doing that this last week, I feel like I can sit down on the couch and I'm not. See, for me though, I feel like it works because if I don't have a schedule like that, I'll sit down at the couch at the end of the night, but my mind will be somewhere else because I'll be like, did I do everything that I felt like I needed
And
to
I'll
do?
probably already be asleep. I can't tell you how many times I've fallen asleep because he's still just at his computer,
Yeah.
which I hate. I don't like falling asleep before him.
So, well, and then she hates falling asleep after me because I start to snore. So
Snores
she's
like
just
a crazy monster.
she's just never happy. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, for me having it scheduled out like that, when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, it's my time to be on the couch, I actually can relax. Like I can go on the couch. I don't feel the need to like constantly be looking at my phone. I don't feel the need to, get up and walk over to the computer and just see what's going on with either the market or check my email or like whatever, because I've done all that during the scheduled time of the day. And I know that I did it during the scheduled time of the day because it was scheduled to do
I hate
specifically
looking
that.
at my phone like throughout the day. It gives me anxiety if I see I have like 9+
I turn a lot of my badges off.
notifications on Facebook, or I have like a million on WhatsApp, or I have a whole bunch on like something.
That's
I'm
why,
just like, oh, I'm not even gonna look. I can't. I'm
that's why
just
I
like,
don't.
it's like it makes me feel like I have some bad news out there and I don't want to see it. So then I'm just like, nope, not checking anything.
That's why I turn my badges off on like Facebook and like all my social media. That's why I barely ever check Facebook. Like every time I click on Facebook, I've got like 100 alerts, and I'm just like, well, I don't have time to go through all these. So I guess I'm just gonna close Facebook out and not worry about it. So yeah, the biggest thing I get sucked into social media wise now is like YouTube and TikTok.
Well, because I send you a million TikTok videos. Yeah. I send you the funniest videos though.
You do send me a lot of funny ones. Yeah, and then I send you like one or two.
Yeah, one or two.
And they get buried in all the like 47 that you send me. Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I feel like I should engage with it because I'm trying to make the channel. And I feel like just in order to organically interact with people as the channel grows, which hopefully it will, it shouldn't be like a forced thing that I'm like forcing myself to interact on social media. But at the same time, I don't like having the alerts constantly popping up and making me feel like I have to look at it and I have to check and I have to like, I just don't like that. So I don't have the alerts on for most of my social media. The only social media I have alerts on is YouTube because I actually find it kind of interesting, like looking at all the analytics and stuff like that. So and I also want to know when I get a comment on my videos because it doesn't happen very often, so I don't want to miss it and then not engage.
Oh, Beth Ann just asked me what was I doing this weekend.
Oh, interesting.
She might be inviting me down.
Maybe.
That would be cool. I mean, I do have something going on at 10 tomorrow morning. I have to wrap up a gift from inside my house that I don't want anymore and bring some sort of food.
Oh, that's the neighborhood lady thing?
For Sunny.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why my phone keeps going. Normally it doesn't go to sleep when I have the stream manager on, but
oh, that'd be so nice if I went to Beth Ann's for the weekend. Oh my gosh. Sign me up. Bring me to South Carolina.
I finished Ian's speech video, so I won't have to be working on that anymore. What was it at? Like 48 minutes? I should have like a little post-it note here so I can write down timestamps.
You're not doing anything this weekend, right?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, I went to Ian's 40th birthday and he gave like a little speech that he asked me to film. And so I did. I brought my camera down there and I videotaped it. And then I didn't like where the camera was set up, but he like launched right into his speech. So the first like 20 seconds of his speech was me, like the camera was just like moving all over the place. So I had to go through and like do a bunch of keyframes so that you couldn't tell that the camera was moving. It just looked like it was having trouble focusing. So that took me a couple days, going like frame by frame and then making sure that the shot lined up so that Ian wasn't moving around all over the place. And then I made him one that was like normal aspect ratio, and then I made him one that was vertical so that he could like put it on his phone and watch it on his phone or like share it to people that way. And then I put one with captions so that it captioned everything that he said. So that all took a little bit of time. And then on top of it, I was doing graduate studies and taking care of a family and working full time. So it took me about a month to get it done for him. I felt kind of bad, but got it done. Yeah, the only thing I'm doing this weekend is putting the tree up.
Oh yeah, put up the tree. See, how much does it cost? Trip fuel costs $44
It's not bad.
one way. We could make it work.
Could.
We could like, well, then we'd have the dogs.
Yeah, it's hard to go on a trip with the animals. Finding somebody to feed them short notice isn't necessarily easy.
It's a true story. I mean, it is possible to find one, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
I did transfer my Rodan and Fields paycheck into my Huntington account.
Oh, you got Rodan and Fields paycheck?
Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't do anything. But like one of my ladies that signed up under me like quit, and one of her customers is still buying stuff all the time.
Huh.
So it comes up to me now.
Well, that's good. Oh, we're gonna have another rewind shipment coming. It got charged again.
It did?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me beforehand that we were going to have that happen?
I didn't know it was gonna happen. I just saw it in the bank account today.
That's crazy. I quit that one. Is it on the other one, I guess? I mean, can we handle it this one time?
Yeah, it's not an issue. That's why I didn't really worry about it.
I wonder if it's under mine. I think I canceled yours.
Whichever one was about $80. Which, 6 bottles of wine for $80. That's not bad.
Yeah. My next shipment is February. When was the last one sent out? Order history. Yep, December 15th. Yep. Okay, what am I getting? The red and white pear and the red pear.
Okay.
What is the red and white pear? Oh, I like that one. The pecorino. Okay. The red pear, we're getting Bengate, which is
Man, I gotta go blow my nose.
a cab and red blend. And then we're getting the cab and we're getting the pecorino.
Oh, okay.
Which we like the pecorino. I guess it's fine. I guess it's okay. What's crazy is they've just been leaving the alcohol at the door, though. Like, they're supposed to make a sign for it, but the last few times, like, I've never signed for it. It just knows I buy the alcohol by the gallon. Oh, you're moving me. You're moving me. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting, the statistics. Like, at least in like the early 2000s when I was a police officer, 33% of our traffic accidents were people under the influence of pot. It was pretty crazy. Actually, the person that, so in South Dakota, you can legally drive at the age of 14. And the chick that hit me, I was driving like a 77 Bonneville, like a huge boat of a car. And this little like 95 Cavalier or whatever, like she just like slammed into me. I was going straight. She was like supposed to yield on the left turn. Well, she didn't yield and she just slammed right into me and like threw me into the side like light pole and everything. And I was passed out. I had a friend of mine, ironically, so she was like 23 or something, and her husband would not let her get her license. So I had like been teaching her how to drive in our neighborhoods and stuff like that. And I was taking her to get her license that day. So I had her and her son in my vehicle. She was going to drive this big boat of a car to do her license test. And then we got slammed. And her and her son were doing really good. Like she had to do physical therapy for a while. But he was perfectly fine. But like I was knocked out and they had to use the jaws of life to get me out of the car. Oh. And I was pregnant with the twins. And so all I knew in the ambulance, I just apparently just kept asking, how are my babies doing? Are they okay? And I remember seeing this guy, he was my paramedic, and he was like, it's fine, it's fine. He was asking me questions. Apparently, I didn't know like really where I was at. I couldn't say like, I didn't know I was married. I couldn't give my phone number. I gave like parts of my old Minnesota number and like parts of like a South Dakota number. I gave my Minnesota address. Like it was all jumbled. And then we got to the hospital and like they let my friend go and her son go right away because she wasn't really badly off. But then they couldn't find the heartbeat of my babies. And I remember them saying, we're going to find your husband who's out in the field right now. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember being very confused that they said I had a husband. And then they were like, and we're not very good at using these Dopplers for heartbeats. So we recommend you keep your appointment with your OB/GYN. And so then my husband shows up from somewhere and I like recognized him, but I felt like, oh, I shouldn't go with this guy because I didn't think he was my husband. It was super weird. And then the next day when I saw my OB, turned out that one of the babies was already dead and the other one was slowing down, not because of the accident, but because I had a cancerous molar tumor that was suffocating the placentas. So it's kind of crazy how that all happened, you know. And I don't know if my friend Beth ever got her driver's license.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there was a significant delay because probably a lot of trauma involved with that.
Her husband was so controlling, it was crazy. I felt bad for her because, like, she had an ex-husband that she had a kid with, and he was, like, physically abusive.
Yeah. Gandalf, I was going to say, you be the change you want to see in the world. If you want people to start calling it hooch, you just go out there and call it hooch. Just go to the bar, tell them you want a jug of hooch. There you go. Make it happen. Manifest it. God dang it. Give me a jug of your best hooch. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I mean, you might get it at our Wendy's.
Yeah, probably. You probably would.
So
Yeah, you'd get like a bag of uncut black tar heroin, probably.
Farley, what you doing? Here he comes. Oh, he comes straight over to you. What the heck?
Is it sleepy time?
Come lay down, Barley. Barley. It's crazy how tall he is.
Yeah.
He's a good puppy, though.
He's gotten so much bigger.
He is a good
Done
puppy.
growing though.
I think he is. He's a year old, and he's taller than Ginger was.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought she was a huge ass dog.
Well, she was.
And then here's Barley, taller than her. But he's a lot skinnier than she was.
Yeah. He's a lot gentler too.
Yeah. He takes everything gently. Like when I handed him a bit of my breadstick from last night, and then he was like, I don't know if I should. It like drops out of his mouth and he's licking it on my lap. I'm like, just freaking eat it, dude. He's like, I don't know if I can.
I always scare him from taking food from my plate, so.
I keep him attached to me by feeding him.
Yeah. I was going to give him a cheese curd earlier tonight, but I didn't want to give him all the deep fried stuff, so.
I was going to get a puppuccino for him at Starbucks today, and then I was just like, I forgot. We never did anything for his birthday, the poor dog.
Yeah, he doesn't care. They had puppuccinos at that brewery that we went to down in Myrtle Beach.
Really?
Yeah.
What? You never told me what that was like.
It was pretty cool. It was so we flew down to Myrtle Beach, and I guess like it's literally a half a block. Like you land, you walk out the fence off the flight line, and a half a block away there's a brewery. And we just went in there. And
is it like an aviator brewery?
No.
Like somebody that was a pilot owned it?
No, it's just like straight up a brewery, but there was nobody in there because as you walk in, it has like this little calendar of events for the week. And Tuesday it said 82nd Airborne Soldier Lunch or something like that.
Nobody was coming. It was
saw that and they're like, nah, we're staying away.
It's gonna be violent. Got a bunch of soldiers from the 82nd there.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, the food was amazing. I got the fish and chips, and I was expecting like the little, basically fish sticks, like normal fish and chips that you get. It was like straight up a full fillet of fish on a bed of steak fries. The tartar sauce was house made, and it looked good. It was so good, and I got I asked him for some malted vinegar, put it all over it, and oh man, the food was good. I didn't drink. I'm not a fan of like drinking at work or like at work functions. So I just got a coffee, but their coffee was delicious. And yeah, I I mean, it was pretty cool. We all just sat around and had some good food, and some of the guys got some brews, and then I also didn't want to drink because I was a passenger. Obviously, I wouldn't have drank if I was flying, but I was a passenger.
You flew out there, right?
No, I was a passenger.
Oh, you were a passenger.
Yeah.
I thought the passengers could drink.
They could.
Oh, okay.
But I don't, for one, I don't like drinking at work functions. For two, I hate being a passenger in a Black Hawk because just being in the back, I don't do well if I can't see the horizon. And then, so I didn't want to drink and then get in the back of a Black Hawk and be like, oh. so yeah.
Did anybody drink and feel like that?
A lot of people drank, but all the ones that drank heavily were the like backseaters anyway, so they were all fine.
They're used to it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not used to this backseating life.
Yeah, like the whole time I was in the back seat, like I sat. So with the med birds, you have 3 seats, and they sit sideways. And I sat in the closest one to the cockpit so that I could like look up and look out the window and see the horizon, and like. Because there was one time when we got to Myrtle Beach, they did a big whoa boy. And so I was looking up there and I lost sight of the horizon and I was like, uh-oh. And then I made the mistake of looking out the back window and like I could just see the ground just moving around. And I was like, oh, this is not good.
Dang.
So I had to sit there and fight it off until we got on the ground. But luckily we were short final, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I don't like sitting in the back. I mean, I was always fine with it when I was in the infantry, like riding in the back of a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Never had an issue. The only time I came close to having an issue was when I was
crash landing into Wallenrabat.
No,
I would have an issue with that.
I wasn't. I mean, I was buried by a bunch of stuff, but it wasn't like I didn't feel sick. The only time I ever almost felt sick when I was in the ground, it was the same deployment. But I was on detainee duty, basically. So I had this detainee that they threw in the back of the helicopter, and I had to hold him there.
Uh-huh.
And he was blindfolded. So you can imagine if you get sick in the back of a helicopter, just like sitting back there, what it would feel like having never ridden in a helicopter in your life. Now you're in one and you're blindfolded. And, oh, by the way, you're sitting on the seats that face backwards. And so he just like... started feeling sick, so I lifted his shirt up over his face, made vomit into his shirt.
Gross! Oh my god!
Because if it gets all over the helicopter, you got to clean the helicopter, and I didn't want to have to do that.
Oh my god!
But here I'm sitting next to this guy that's vomiting into his shirt, and I was like, "Oh god!"
The sound of the vomit. You're like, "I'm next."
Yeah.
Remember when Chrissy Gumi would get to the gate and then she'd like start making the vomit sound?
Yeah.
Every single gate guard was just like, oh God.
Splorch, yeah.
It just cracked me up how she was like, she would do it to the Air Force guys that were running past the house, and she'd be like, run faster. And like, I can't do it as well as she did. She literally sounded like she was puking.
Oh, I taught her.
These people were like leaning over to the side, holding their guts, trying to run away.
I taught her to do that, and then I immediately regretted it.
She's ridiculous.
Gandalf, what do you think about the Chat GBT development?
GBT, what's that?
Or GPT.
What is that?
I used it to make the title, the description, the tags, and the social media post for this show tonight.
Okay. Right. The what? Exactly.
It's part of OpenAI's. So, OpenAI, they have DALL-E 2, which is like you can put a prompt in and it'll make a artificial intelligence created picture of some kind. Well, now they have Chat GPT. It's part of the OpenAI thing, and they just recently opened it up to everybody. And you like some of the stuff, like you can use it to look over your code and tell you what might not work the way that you expect it to. of your code. But I used it. I made a couple. So I'm one of the things that I want to do. Hopefully before the new year is release a word search book on Amazon for sale. And so I was using it to get some of the puzzles done because it's going to be 100 puzzles. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to give my ideas away, but because it's not out there yet, it's not for sale yet. Nobody's gone with the idea that I'm going with. So, but I was using it to like help me come up with the words and like all that kind of stuff. I still had to, make the puzzle myself, and it's not going to do everything for you, and it's not perfect. Like some of the words I had to change because they were too short or whatever, or they didn't make sense. Like I'm pretty sure they didn't have a loot in
watching
Mesopotamia.
some like murder mystery show last night, and like apparently the BTK guy was sending like word searches to the media.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So don't do like him.
No, I won't. I'm gonna sell a book on Amazon.
Okay, so a Fort Bragg soldier arrested in fatal crash after allegedly street racing on Skybow Road.
Go figure.
Wow.
That just happened.
Yeah, literally. Oh, what the hell? I don't want to describe. Yeah. I just want to see the freaking thing.
It's behind a paywall. Sorry.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so ChatGPT is like it's a AI chat engine. You can search ChatGPT. It's part of the OpenAI thing, and like mess around with it, man. Like it's pretty cool. And a lot of people Harris Heller. I think Harris Heller did it, but definitely Devin Nash. Devin Nash did a video on it that gave me some ideas on a good way to use it for my purposes. But it's pretty legit. Like it's not like you can tell it write an article about, whatever and make it in this style and make it, sound conversational. And it doesn't read like an article that was written by an AI. It's pretty legit. It's pretty cool. I know Moist Critical is concerned that gaming journalism is going to be taken over by AI. But I personally don't think that's really a danger right now because it's still not perfect. You still have to have a person like proofread it and make sure it makes sense. But it definitely cuts down on the time it takes to do that stuff. Yeah, but ChatGPT is like, I can understand why somebody who's not a journalist would be concerned that might be an issue, but it's still not like some things that it says are just blatantly false. So obviously somebody that can fact check it would be like, well, that's not true, so we can't use that in the article. But it definitely does. Yeah. I did ask it just to see what would happen. I did not use this as my post, but I had to do a post on intelligence collection issues because it's the class I'm taking right now. And so I just was like, write a research paper about issues with intelligence collection. That would help. But yeah, I was like, write a research paper about intelligence collection issues and cite at least 3 sources. And it wrote a pretty decent thing. I wouldn't have used it personally. I didn't think it was in depth enough. It was pretty surface level. And then the sources that it cited were kind of like, is this a real source or is it just putting stuff down there as a source that it didn't actually reference? You know what I mean? So, I don't think it's going to take the place of a research, like a legitimate research, researcher or anything like that, but it is pretty cool to play around with. And it did help me come up with 100 word search puzzle ideas and start working on getting the word list together. So there is that. Hopefully I'll have that book published. I'll definitely post if I get the book published. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on Facebook. I'll push it out there so people can take a look at it. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's pretty, and it just keeps going too. Like the other AIs that I've looked at that are like script writing AIs, like Write.io or whatever it is, RYT something or other. You'd go in there and be like, write something with this prompt, and it would write like 3 lines of stuff, and you'd have to like keep refining the prompt to get it to keep going. ChatGPT, you'd be like, write an article about worms, and it'll write like a 4-page article about worms.
Wait, why have you not explained this to me so I could have my articles written during literature?
I experimented with it, and it wouldn't work for your schoolwork.
Oh.
Because you have to put your works cited in there, and it's not good at citing.
I took literature too this semester. And it's crazy because I actually like English classes. It's so much work. And so if you get
might be able to
sick,
do it for your literary analysis, though.
like if you get sick, you fall behind, and then it's just like hustle, 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 which so my body doesn't help out with that at all. But like in Alabama, I took creative writing, and I loved it. And like, I actually wrote some stuff, and classmates cried when I read it. It was crazy. It was just like stories that happened in my life, And then I took English 112 or whatever, and that was fun. I loved that. Then I took literature 1, which we like focused on the baby boomer time frame, like stories and books that came out during that time. And I was like, I've read all of these. This is great. And then literature 2 was like everything from like the 1800s, like post-Civil War to the present time, but it was through like multicultural authors. And I thought that was kind of enlightening because I really haven't read a lot of Black authors, and to see things in like different perspectives was like really eye-opening, and like interesting how you would think that one Black author would like be like down this path, like, oh, this, these are the stereotypes about these people and whatever, and this is just how life is. But then it wasn't like that. Like they had a different viewpoint than I really imagined they'd have. So that was kind of cool. But a hella ton of writing.
So here's the prompt I did. Write a story about Gitchagumi and Chrissy May, a husband and wife, and their adopted child, Chrissy Gumi. It's still writing.
Yeah. Interesting. Gandalf, do you know how to do statistics or calculus?
You can ask your statistics and calculus questions to ChatGPT, and it will answer them. It may not be correct, but
yeah, but I can't do that on my proctored tests.
It's true. Okay, here we go.
I need help with my statistics.
Gitchagumi and Chrissy May were a happy couple living in a small town in the countryside. They had always dreamed of starting a family and had always hoped to adopt a child one day. One day, they received a call from the adoption agency informing them that a little girl was available for adoption. Gitchagumi and Chrissy May were overjoyed at the news and couldn't wait to meet their new daughter. They drove to the adoption agency and met Chrissy Gumi, a sweet and adorable little girl with big brown eyes and a warm smile. Gitchagumi and Chrissy May immediately fell in love with her and knew that she was meant to be a part of their family.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
He's been trying to do my homework. He's been doing my homework for me to help me catch up. I honestly don't. Also, I need help understanding how to use a graphing calculator.
They brought Chrissy Gumi home and settled into their new life as a family. Gitchagumi and Chrissy May were dedicated parents, always putting Chrissy Gumi's needs first and doing everything they could to provide her with a happy and loving home. As Chrisigumi grew, she became an integral part of the family, bringing joy and laughter to every day. Gichigumi and Chrissy May were grateful for the love and happiness that Chrisigumi had brought into their lives, and they knew that she was the missing piece that had completed their family. Together, Gichigumi, Chrissy May, and Chrisigumi were a happy and loving family, and they knew that they would always be there for each other, no matter what challenges they might face.
I don't see what's on Discord. You said something was on Discord?
Check. Oh, my DM.
Oh, I can't see those. Gotcha.
All right, checking my DM for a prompt.
Should I get another bottle of wine?
Yeah. Oh, wow. What was the prompt for this one? Just a story about Matt and James?
Is it accurate?
Matt and James were two young boys who grew up in a small town in the countryside. Boy, it likes small towns in the countryside, doesn't it? They were inseparable, always getting into mischief together. At the end... Okay, write a story of two children named Matt and James and how they grew up and to join the army. Okay. Let's see, always getting into mischief together and dreaming of the adventures they would one day have. As they grew older, Matt and James became more and more interested in the military. They were fascinated by the discipline, camaraderie, and sense of purpose that came with being a soldier. They spent hours talking about their dream of joining the army, and eventually, they made the decision to follow their dream. After completing high school, Matt and James both enlisted in the army and began their training. It was hard work, but they were determined to succeed and make their mark. They pushed themselves to the limit, and their hard work paid off when they both graduated at top of their class. Hey, Steven, welcome home. Were the hobbits in the prompt? Let's see. Top of the class. After completing basic training, Matt and James were sent to different parts of the world to serve their country. Matt was deployed to the Middle East, where he worked as a mechanic, repairing and maintaining the military's vehicles. James was stationed in Europe, where he served as a member of a special operations unit. Eerily accurate. Despite being apart, Matt and James remained close, staying in touch through letters and phone calls. They shared their experiences with each other and continued to dream the day when they would both be reunited. Years passed, and Matt and James both rose through the ranks of the military, earning promotions and accolades for their service. Eventually, they were both deployed to the same location. Holy shit, dude! And they were overjoyed to see each other again. They served side by side, working together to complete their mission and protect their country. After their tour of duty was over, Matt and James returned home to their small town. They were greeted with a hero's welcome, and they were proud to have served their country with distinction. They knew that their adventures were far from over, and they were excited to see what the future held. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like ChatGPT. I like all the OpenAI stuff, like Dolly. I've been like I said, I'm making a word search. A lot of the art that I'm going to use in it, I used Dolly for.
These are kind of weird fitting now. They're getting loose.
Yeah.
Wine.
Oh, dude. Two things I'm excited about coming up, Gandalf. Games that I want to play. One of them, obviously, Dune Awakening. I think you and I have talked about that. But Nightingale is looking pretty awesome. Okay. All right, this is a poem about a man named Stephen taking a struggle poo. This one's for you, Stephen. Are you here, Stephen? Are you here to enjoy this? Because I don't want to read it if you're not here. Perfect. You're here.
No. That's funny.
This is ChatGPT's poem about a man named Stephen taking a struggle poo. There once was a man named Stephen, whose bowel movements were always uneven. He strained and he pushed, but the results were often hushed, leaving him feeling quite dejected and leavened. One day as he sat on the throne, he realized he was alone. No one to hear his grunts or sighs as he tried to push out a surprise. He pushed and he pulled and nothing seemed to budge. He was starting to feel like a fool as he sat there covered in smudge. Oh, what?
What smudge?
Are being taken here. Just when he thought it was all in vain, a plop and a splash, and it was out of the drain. A sense of relief washed over him as he finally let go and let the poop begin. He emerged from the bathroom triumphant and proud, grateful that the struggle poo was over and done. He vowed to drink more water and eat more fiber to avoid such an ordeal in the future. A little bit of prose there. So if you're ever in a similar situation, remember, don't give up and don't lose motivation. Keep pushing, and eventually it will come. Just like Stephen, you too will overcome.
That's funny.
Oh, amazing. Wow. ChatGPT strikes again.
Okay, let's see what Beth Ann sent me now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's awesome. Hey, Barley, get down. Yeah,
Beth
it was
Ann's partying.
cold here. Oh, is she?
Yeah, look at. She's got. Well, first she's like there.
Okay.
Then now they're all lined up. I want to be down there partying it up with Beth Ann.
You should write a story about you and Beth Ann partying it up on ChatGPT.
How do I do that?
Go
To chat?
let's see here. Go to your browser.
Yeah.
And then it's chat.openai.com.
Chat.openai.com. Okay.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to sign in with your Gmail.
Sign up.
You can just go to the bottom.
That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, continue to Google. Bam.
It's faster that way.
Bam. Okay. So I was told I really need a bidet.
Yeah, I like bidets.
Okay, next. Done. Okay. Now
There you just type your prompt. Whatever comes to your mind. Say write a code to. There was this TikTok video.
well, what do I say? What am I telling it? Write a code to write a story?
No, just say write a story about whatever. There was this there's a TikTok, there's a guy that I follow, he's on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. TikTok might get banned here soon, so YouTube Shorts we'll say. But it was like the comparison of like the typical social media guru that's like, I wake up at 4:30.
This isn't even anything like
3 hours
Beth Ann. It's nothing like us.
Workout.
I gotta do a new one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And then it was like it showed the next guy, and he's like, yeah, I was like, I was working at Home Depot, and then one day I was just like, hey, ChatGPT, can you write like 5 ways to automate an income stream? And it was like beep 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 beep, and then now I'm just rich. And then it shows the other guy, and he's like, work harder, not hard. just work hard. And then it's like, yeah, man, I just like, I don't know, I work from like 10 to 10:30 and like that's like my typical work day now. it's pretty funny. Yeah, but a lot of people have been using it to proofread their code. So they'll like take code, they'll put it into ChatGPT and they'll say proofread this, and then ChatGPT will come up with like, hey, line 2000 has an error on it and it could possibly cause this problem. You might want to rephrase it to this. Like, it's pretty legit, man. Like, yeah. Right now it's free. I think it's only free right now because they're allowing it to, there's a couple reasons. One, they obviously want to expose it to more data. So the more people use it, the more data it gets exposure to, the better the AI algorithm is. And then two, they want to figure out how people are going to abuse it because they don't want it to be, there's certain things that you can put in there and it will be like, it will be like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I don't want to talk about that, or, I'm not going to tell you about that, or whatever. So there's certain, it doesn't want to do hate speech. They don't want it to be used for like nefarious reasons. So I think they open it to the public to see how people would try to abuse it so that they can like.
Okay, this is what it wrote about me and Beth Ann. It says, Beth Ann and Krista were two young women who had been best friends since they were in middle school. They had always confided in each other about everything, including their dating experiences. Beth Ann had always been the more outgoing of the two. She was confident and bubbly, and she had no trouble attracting attention from the opposite sex. She had dated a few guys in the past, but she never really clicked with anyone. She enjoyed the thrill of meeting new people and going on dates, but she never seemed to find anyone who was truly right for her. Krista, on the other hand, was more reserved. She wasn't as confident in herself, and she tended to be more selective when it came to dating. She had been in one serious relationship, and it had ended badly, and then she was hesitant to open herself up to anyone else since then. Despite their differences, Beth Ann and Krista were always there for each other, offering support and advice when it came to dating. One day, they decided to go on a double date together. Beth Ann had set them up with two guys she met at a party the previous weekend. Four of them met at a local restaurant for dinner. The date started off well, with everyone making small talk and getting to know each other, but as the night went on, it became clear that Beth Ann and Krista had very different experiences with their respective partners. Beth Ann's date, Mike, was charming and funny, and the two of them seemed to hit it off right away. They laughed and joked throughout the evening, and Beth Ann found herself really enjoying his company. Krista's date, on the other hand, was a bit of a dud. He was rude and aloof, and he seemed more interested in checking his phone than paying attention to Krista. She felt uncomfortable and out of place, and she couldn't wait for the night to be over. Despite the uneven experience, both Beth Ann and Krista were grateful to have had each other to talk to afterwards. They debriefed over ice cream, comparing notes and offering each other support. In the end, it turned out that Beth Ann's date with Mike had been a success, and the two of them had ended up seeing each other for several months afterwards. Krista, on the other hand, decided to take a break from dating for a while, focusing instead on herself and her own happiness. Beth Ann and Krista learned a lot from their respective dating experiences, and they were grateful to have each other to lean on throughout it all. They knew that no matter what happened, they would always have each other's back. That's literally my experience when I lived with Beth Ann. Yeah, all my dates were done.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, except for him. But I had a million dates when I lived with her. Oh, I didn't know that this was red. Well, I just mixed it with white.
A love letter to a brick wall named Peter. Dear Peter.
Reader.
Dear Peter. Dear Peter. I know this may sound strange, but I have fallen in love with
Peter the rabbit.
You may be just a brick wall, but to me you are so much more.
This is giving me Pink Floyd vibes.
Your rough, rugged exterior may not be conventionally attractive, but it speaks to my soul. Your steadfast and dependability are qualities that I admire and aspire to. Your silence is comforting, and your presence brings me peace. I know that we can never be together in the traditional sense, but that doesn't matter to me. Just being near you is enough for me. I will stand there and gaze at your beauty for as long as you will allow me. I know I may seem foolish to others, but I don't care. My love for you is real and true. You may be just a brick wall, but to me, you are everything. Yours always. Your name. Yeah, for real, man.
I didn't even listen, so it's not going to happen for me. I have all these lumps on my arms from getting shots.
Because of all the vaccines you've had to get?
Yeah, I still have lumps from vaccines. I just got this B12 shot the other day, and that's all lumpy. I have to go back in a month and get more vitamin shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Plus,
try and get your blood levels back?
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is a lot better than the last one. Last one was too sweet.
Yep. Okay. I told Beth Ann I'm going to leave after my thing in the morning. I'll be there tomorrow by dinner.
Oh.
Until.
Guess I'll stay home and take care of the animals.
Poor husband.
Flores de Becco is a bold red blend that brings Portugal to your front door. Led by the country's famous red grape, Touriga Nacional, the wine marries with Syrah and Alicante Boucher to create the bold red, with floral and dark berry aromas followed by jammy fruit flavors and a touch of cacao. It's a Portuguese star.
She goes, I'll prep the frog best I can for the weekend. What's the frog?
I don't know.
Frog?
Eat the frog.
I'm not eating no frog.
That's what they say. Eat the frog. That means like do the hard thing first, basically. Like eat the frog and then the rest of your day will be fine.
I definitely need a weekend with a friend. I wish you had friends nearby.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you could have like a chaos night with your buddies.
Chaos night with my buddies.
Oh, finished room over the garage.
Yeah, I'll just play video games. Well, I say that. I'll probably end up spending most of the day cleaning the house.
And making Chrisigumi put the tree together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to make her go get everything out of the trailer, bring it into the house, put it up, and I'm going to sit there. And then when she's all done, I'm going to be like, now I want you to sit here and I want you to think about how in 2 weeks you're going to have to take it all down again and put it back in the garage. And then tell me why I get grumpy every year when you want to put it ornaments up.
Yeah, and I would make her decorate the front yard too. Get all that shit out. set it up?
I'm not. No, we're just gonna be a we're just gonna be a Scrooge house this year.
Oh.
What? We don't have the Joneses across the street to keep up with, so.
There's a lot of people on our street that are decorating this year that normally don't.
There's a lot of people on the street that normally do that aren't also.
Like who?
Like everybody
Our
on
crazy
that half
ass
of the street.
neighbor has a little thing of lights around her window and a wreath.
That's barely that's the minimum amount of effort that's required for decoration.
She even
Our
did
front
it.
porch is basically decorated based on that standard
How?
because it's got lights strung up.
It's our summer lights.
I know, but there's still lights strung up. I mean, that's the standard
Lord.
that she's upholding. We don't need to have a nativity out there, and I mean, I guess if we're gonna pull everything out of the trailer anyway.
We definitely have to have our Christmas wreath on the door. That's easy.
Yeah. The afterbirth?
Yeah, the afterbirth. We need to have a string from Mary to the manger where the afterbirth is.
I don't even know if I want to say what came into my brain when you said that.
I want to know. I want to know.
Let's just go fish one out of Chrissy Gummy's trash. It's that time of the month. Oh yeah, we could have like a bucket of blood. Oh, Gandalf, do you remember that gum? The bucket of blood gum from like the 90s, like the late 90s? 96 probably. They used to sell it at the gas station. Yeah. They had this gum at the gas station. It was called Bucket of Blood. And you would like chew on it and it would just turn your spit into like this thick, viscous red liquid. So we would go to the gas station and get like 2 or 3 of them and just start chewing on them. And then we would like pretend that we were fist fighting. And then we'd like punch each other in the face and go, like, spit
What?
blood.
What
And
in
then-
the hell?
And then we were like, we would try to get this other kid in our school in trouble. So we'd be like, okay, why are you doing me?
AJ Karate?
I wasn't gonna use his last name,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it was.
His brother Chris was in my class.
Yeah, it was. Oh wow, that was a memory that just came rushing back to me. Yeah. Oh, and we had your parents' old like camcorder that took VHS tapes. That we would film it.
Oh my gosh, what's happening to you?
I'm pretty sure I'm dying. Oh man, that was good times. You got a
I
little
gotta bring
kitty over your shoulder.
I got a little. Oh, look at her! Hi, little kitten. You're so cute. She's the smiley kitty.
She's She's like the happiest cat we have, I think. Well, maybe Sniffles.
Sniffles is.
Yeah. Yeah. we made swords out of hockey sticks. And basically what we did is we took a hockey stick, we cut the hockey stick part off of it so it was just like the wooden stick. We wrapped the handle in sinew. We took a fucking hockey puck and cut it into the shape of a handguard, which let me tell you, hockey pucks You want to give yourself an exercise in like tenacity. Try to cut a hole in the center of a hockey puck with nothing but a chisel and a jigsaw. It took us like 2 days to get this hole, but like we measured it out, and we measured it like I don't think you could have done it better with a set of calipers. Like it was precise. Like we measured out the hole, we cut the hole, and then we had to like hammer it onto this sword, and it was like, and then we spray painted it all black, so it was like sinew, so it looked like a normal samurai sword wrapping, and then it had the hockey puck handguard, and then it was a hockey stick, and we just were like beating the shit out of each other with hockey sticks.
Sheesh.
Oh man, yeah, like so many bruised knuckles. I think one of us rolled our ankle because we were trying to like coordinate this hockey fight, and we jumped too early, and so there was like a leg sweep that we were supposed to jump over. Yeah. So like he was supposed to leg sweep, and I was supposed to jump over. I was supposed to jump over his leg sweep, and I jumped too early, and he actually ended up kicking the shit out of my ankle. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and then we just kept like smacking each other in the knuckles because we thought we had this hand guard that was going to protect our knuckles, but it was just a hockey puck, so it was like you're holding on to it, and the hand guard only goes to like right there. So and it's a hockey stick, so when you hit the stick, it bounces off,
Right.
and it just goes right over the hand guard into your hand. We just like beat the crap out of each other's hands, and oh man. The stuff we got into.
She says I got to bring a flannel for tomorrow night. They have plans.
Okay, well.
I might be stealing one of your flannels.
Okay. I have plenty. Have fun.
Are you okay with me going?
Yeah, Okay, go hang out with your friends.
Okay. Well, with my friend and then meeting other friends.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm excited because, like, I feel like I need to be around my friends occasionally for life.
Yeah, I think you should go hang out with your friends more often than you do. Because I definitely can tell that when you do go hang out with your friends and you come back, you're a lot
like more of a normal person.
You're calmer. You're like you can handle Chrissy Gumi better. Like I feel like if you're just in the house dealing with her all the time and then dealing with the house and the animals and like everything that goes on here, you can't like decompress ever.
I wonder if it's going to help like when I start rotation and being out of the house for most of the day and like talking to actual people and
because you'll have that outlet too.
But I mean, they're all going to be like way younger than me, so that's going to be weird, but
I mean, it wasn't weird when you were in
cosmetology
school.
Yeah. Well, they all called me the mom.
Yeah, but you still like you had an outlet. And I think it's important, like not just like for your sense of identity, but just in general, it's important to have that. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why I can stay calm in all these like high tense situations that we have in the house, because I spend all day at work dealing with army crap, and then I come home and I'm like, well, this is just a 12-year-old, like pales in comparison to the bullshit I deal with at work.
Yeah.
So but for you, you know, it's like that's your day to day. I can imagine it gets exhausting.
I wonder if I should bring winter boots. It's just South Carolina,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we're all
It should be warmer than here.
old people.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's got planned. I have no clue what's happening. Yeah, she's trying to integrate me into her like crowd of friends on their street, so that way we buy a house on their
Oh, is
street.
that what she's trying to do?
Yeah.
Trying to get us to
You have
buy a
to
house
feel
down there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, tell her we're not going to be able to for at least 4 more years. So if we win the lottery, we'll buy a house on her street. We'll buy a house in Minnesota. We'll probably get a house in North Carolina because we're here.
would never.
Maybe Alabama.
Okay, let's talk about this here now. Okay, I want to put this out there, putting my family business out there. Speaking of the lottery, the other day I talked to my sister-in-law. They live in Ohio.
Oh.
And she called me in tears and was like, your brother, you won't believe what he did. I couldn't even imagine. I was just like, he's abused her, he's raped her, he's done something crazy to her. He spent $50 on scratch-off tickets and won $10,000 and did not tell her. And then wasted it all on like buying people shots, paying their tabs, whatnot, playing pull tabs. He wasted the whole thing. Then she calls me yesterday or today, and it's like, it's worse. And she's in tears. She's crying like she doesn't know what to do. She's like, your brother took out $20,000 or more in payday loans and has wasted all the money. Like, it's not like he bought Christmas presents with anything. Nothing like that.
Spend it all at the bar.
Spend it all at the bar on drinks and pull tabs. Yeah.
That's why she just needs to leave him.
I told her, I was like, you need to tell him that he either gets into a program, checks into a long-term rehab program, or his ass is out. She was just like, well, I don't want to just like kick him out because like his buddy Stan has somebody living with him right now. And I was just like, I would not give a fuck. I would just be like,
yeah,
you're a loser. You're screwing over my family. I can't deal with this anymore. Figure out your own way. Take out a payday loan to pay for your apartment because you're not living here anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he makes decent money.
Yeah, he's technically the breadwinner in the family because he works at a company that is based out of Minnesota, but has a assembly place in Ohio. And he's part of management there. He's like gone from like being a temporary worker, got hired on full time, like made his way up the ranks, and now he's like a higher management worker. So he makes like $27 an hour there. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he could probably get more if he negotiated for it. But
well,
family's not very.
He's offering him to take a position in Minnesota, and he's just like, no, I don't want to go work at corporate. He would make more money.
I mean, he is an idiot. So
he is an idiot.
But your family also has never been very good at like advocating for themselves.
No, like my mom, like she worked at some like home care place, you know. Well, first she worked for Lakeview Hospice. She worked there for like, I don't know, 16 years. And then she left there because there was like a craziness going on between her supervisor and her. That actually included me. Her supervisor started dating my boyfriend's dad. And somehow that created like a bunch of like drama between the two of them. So anyway, my mom left. And at the same time, she had gotten hurt on the job. She had become paralyzed on one side and she had to get a spinal fusion to be able to walk again. The doctors were like, you're not going to be able to walk again. Well, she can, but she has a limp. So anyway, then she started looking back for work again. And then she started working for like some private company. And she wasn't making like any money. Like I got hired on at that same company as one of their vent techs. And I would like clean the cannulas because everybody was on a ventilator. And because I was an EMTI, I could like intubate people and stuff. So they used my skill as somebody that was on overnights and would make sure I like did their cannula care and stuff like that. I made more money than my mom. My mom with like all this home care experience, like decades of experience.
Years of work experience.
Yeah, I made more than her.
Yeah.
And so then she moved to somewhere else because that business shut down at some point. She went to another place. And I told her, I was like, Regions is hiring people that do your job for like minimum $18 an hour. She was making $9 an hour at this place that she was at. She was just like, oh no, I can't. I don't want to like blah blah blah.
Let's just take a moment to like absorb that though. How long did she work there? Like more than 10 years.
Yeah.
And she was making $9 an hour.
Yeah. When she left, she was making $11 an hour.
Like
I
worked at the photo studio for 3 years, and I still screwed myself because I took every summer to go work at Boy Scout camp, and that gave them a reason to never give me a raise for 3 years because I didn't work there for 3 months. So then I was technically a new hire at the end of the summer, and they could hire me back at the base wage, and I still made $8.50 an hour without ever getting a raise as a photographer. Your mom was a nursing home, essentially healthcare worker,
right,
making 50 cents more an hour than I was as a photographer.
Oh, and get this. Okay, so like, when I worked back in the day, like I would say my first real job. I mean, I worked at Hagberg's and like, was like,
yeah, man, like that's what I'm
like
saying.
hitting up deer and shit. And I made good money. It was per deer. Then, I worked there like in the deli and like I made above minimum wage. Then I worked at a horse stable and I was like the person that fed the horses, gave them their medicine, like, drug the arena. I like did all the fancy stuff on the horses. There was a whole bunch of horses there that needed like nuclear medicine therapy and stuff. So I did all that shit. I exercised the horses, like all that. And I got paid like, I don't know, $9 an hour back then in 1996. That's pretty good pay. And
yeah, $9 an hour in 96 is awesome.
Yeah.
Because everybody was paying $7.25 an hour.
Right.
In 96.
So then I got a job at Van Heusen, the store in the outlet mall in Lake Elmo. And I was just temporary seasonal help. They hired me on full time afterwards. Then they made me a floor key holder and I was making like, I don't know, $8.50 or something. Then they promoted me to assistant manager and I was making like $11 an hour. And then they wanted to offer me the management position, but because I was still in high school, they were like, well, let's keep her at this assistant manager in charge role while my boss became area manager and he just had his office out of our location. So I made like $12.50 an hour or something like that, which is not a lot to manage a store. But for like being 18 with no bills, I was banking,
Yeah.
So then when I moved to South Dakota, my husband at that time would not let me work. Like he let me work at Toys R Us for like the seasonal time or whatever, but that was it. And then right before my dad died, he let me work at Conseco, which was Green Tree. It was like an insurance claims place. And I did underwriting and I got paid really good money there.
Yeah, underwriting, you get a lot of money.
And like I was able to buy my own car by myself. I didn't have anybody on the loan. Like I hadn't ever really done anything credit wise except for a Hellsberg Diamonds card back in my 18 years. So anyway, then later on, when I left him, I needed to get an actual job that was going to support me and my son. So I had already been working part-time at RCC Western Store, which is, by the way, corporate office is Rapid City. So the manager was this lady who actually employed my then next husband. So that's how we met. We met at the Western Store. But I applied to some place I applied to a whole bunch of places in the newspaper, and I thought I was going to be an executive secretary. Like I turned in my resume at this place. The guy came to the desk and was like, "Oh yes, I want to talk to you, but not right now. It's not a good time." I did not know he was firing the then manager at that point. Like she was like throwing a craziness in the office and like tossing shit and whatever. So it wasn't good for me to be there. So then I came in after one of my shifts at RCC and I interviewed with this dude. And he was just like, okay, so are you good with this? Are you good with that? Like, if you were doing this, if you worked here, you'd be like, going out looking at vehicles and deciding what they're worth and like making decisions about blah, blah, blah and whatever. And we'll send you to Salt Lake City where our home base is for training and everything. And I was like, dang, I'm going to be trained real good as an executive secretary. And then he called me to give me a job offer. And I had worked up in my head, I had just told myself I was just going to go for broke. And I was like, I think that I'm worth more than $8 or $9 an hour. Otherwise, I can't take this job. He's like, oh, no problem. We were offering you $11.30. I was like, shit, I'll take it. Executive secretary making $11.30 an hour, where the high pay percentage in South Dakota at that time was $7 an hour. Average was around 4 or 5. Good pay was 7. I'm making $11.30, and I'm like, shit, I'm making bank now. I can totally do this on my own. And then I went in to fill out my paperwork to, get the hire on stuff, shit, whatever. And the chick that was there at the desk, she was like, oh my God, I think you're going to be a great manager. I was like, what?
You're like, record scratch.
Yes. I was like, I'm
wondering how I got into this position.
And then she said, oh God, yeah, I couldn't stand the old manager. She and I got in a fist fight in the parking lot.
Holy cow.
I was like,
that reminds me.
What the fuck is going to happen to me?
That reminds me of a story.
So, we were fine for a bit. Me and this Brenda chick, we were fine for a bit. One day, it was after I lost Ray, and they had somebody being my intermittent person or whatever, and she had told me something seemed sketchy, but she let me take care of it. So I come back to work and everything. Literally, after my son died, I went back to work 4 days later. And so then what'd she do? Oh my God. Well, because she wants to go outside. She don't care about us. So I find out that my assistant manager was working as a escort manager. She was setting up chicks with people. And so she'd go in the bathroom and she'd take a call, or on her pager, she'd call him back and she'd be like, yeah, I got so-and-so. She's a double D, 36 double D. She's got brown hair. She's tan. She's got blue eyes. She's describing all these people. And I'm just like, what the hell am I listening to? So yeah, I had to fire her because she was running an escort company out of our business, which I was like, what in the hell? So then I hired my new chick. Turned out that she was married to a dude that was friends with my husband. So, I mean, she was a whiny ass, and she always complained to her husband, who complained to my husband. And then it was just made my life hell. So she didn't last very long. She got pregnant and left. Then I hired Jerry. Jerry was a chick that was married to some dude in the Air Force, and he looked like a hobbit. She was pretty overweight, and one summer I started waitressing at Sturgis Rally, and she'd come in with her girlfriends, and she'd be like, I can squash a beer with my boob. She'd put the beer can on the table. she'd like lift up her breast and like let it go, and it would squash it flat. I was like, what the fuck? She thought it was great, but I was like, if she wasn't fat, she wouldn't have these boobs. Am I the only one that I don't understand guys that think fat women boobs are great? They wouldn't have boobs if they weren't fat. So anyway, she stayed there for quite a while. I actually left because I became a police officer and I left. So I was like, sayonara, y'all have a good time. And she stayed there for a while. But she said that no other manager was as good as me. And she and I are still friends, but when I watch her TikToks, I'm just like, that's weird. She is like, she's like, okay, story time. Okay, it's time to vent. And I'm just like, why are you complaining about this? What? Anyway, that's my little forever. I'm done.
That's pretty crazy though. Like, it's way crazier than my story that I thought of.
Yeah.
Well, you reminded me of, because the first girl you were talking about that was like having fistfights with everybody. So the deployment I was on when you and I met, I went to get my hair cut because, you know, like, so if you don't know, or if you're not familiar with like deployments and stuff like that, like they basically set up little cities for soldiers to live at. They're called forward operating bases, or FOBs. And so they have all the amenities. You know, they got your dining facility where you get food. They got like civilian restaurant type stuff, like you get like a Pizza Hut or Taco Bell or whatever. And they got barbers, because part of the standard of being a soldier is having like your hair within certain regulations, within certain limits. Like it can't be like over the ears, and can only be so long on the top, and like all this other stuff. Well, I'm a pilot, so I get, you unplugged the camera.
Girl,
Now it's back. Chrissy may bump she bumped it. Anyway, I went into the barber, and apparently one of the barbers, the female barbers, was being fired when I went in there, and she was not taking it well. like I got called up to sit at the chair, and then this woman just comes like crashing into the room, and she's like, and she like throws the clippers. She throws a set of clippers at the mirror that's right in front of me, and like shatters it. And I was like, what the fuck is going, like this guy's got scissors right next to my ear, like he's cutting my hair. And I was like, what is happening? And the guy's like, hey, we have customers, like you can't come in here and just do this. She's like, my mother died, and like, just like throwing stuff all over the place. And like there was nothing they could do. There's not like a police force you can call. You can't call the police. You can't
call the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So she's just like sitting there throwing a fit, and meanwhile this guy's just like cutting my hair, like giving me the high fade, and then like cutting the top of my head, and like it was the most awkward haircut I've ever had in my life. It's like, all right, so Gandalf has something for me to read here. We got a song. Write a song about eating frog legs and what they take. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Sing this song. Get your guitar and play Chicken Fish.
Should I?
Yes, do it.
I'll do it in a second here. I'll read these first. The one after is better. So, okay, I'll skip over the song. Oh, this is pretty close to the. That's interesting. Okay. It's got the same kind of, it's a little like, so I think Chicken Fish has a 5-line refrain, and this is a 4-line refrain, but everything else, I mean, it's got the same kind of theme. It could work. Yeah. All right, so the prompt is a drill sergeant yelling at a private in basic training because the private farted too loudly. Yeah, it does. It feels very chicken fishy. Okay, so drill sergeant. Private Johnson, what the hell was that noise? Did you fart in my face? Private. Yes, drill sergeant. Drill sergeant. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how disrespectful and unprofessional that was? You think it's funny to fart in your face, fart in front of your superior? You think this is some kind of joke? Private. No, drill sergeant. Drill sergeant. You know what, Private? You're lucky I don't have you on latrine duty for the next month. But mark my words, if you ever pull a stunt like that again, you'll be scrubbing toilets until your hands fall off. Do you understand me? Private. Yes, drill sergeant. Drill sergeant. Good. Now get out of my sight and try to act like a goddamn adult. That's pretty freaking accurate. That's good. Man, ChatGPT. All right, do I have to go get my guitar now?
Yeah, go get your guitar.
I did. Oh yeah. Oh, you had a private fart in your drill sergeant's face. I had I did a prompt that was
What?
Jesus. I found a pubic hair on the urinal and smoked you guys. That's dumb.
When I was in basic, like there was all kinds of like women's hair, and you could tell it was a certain ethnicity, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, why you all gotta leave your hair on this sink, you know? And then like the
On the sink?
yeah.
Okay.
And then
I mean, yeah, that
the
happens.
guests would come in and like we'd be in the middle of cleaning the latrine and everything. She'd be like, "What the fuck is somebody's hair doing on this sink?" You know, and she knew it was like from people like her, and she'd just go slamming on them. Like she'd pull every single African American soldier in that bay and she'd smoke them. And I was like, shit, I was trying to fix that before she came in. If I wouldn't have yelled at everybody, it probably would have been gone.
So I did the prompt: make a Dungeons and Dragons character, a gnome mage, include the backstory. So here's what we got before I go grab my guitar. Meet Alara, the gnome mage. Alara was born into a family of skilled mages in the gnomish city of Zilargo. From a young age, she showed a natural aptitude for magic and spent most of her days buried in books studying the arcane arts. As she grew older, Alara became more and more interested in the ancient and mysterious ruins that dotted the countryside. She spent countless hours exploring these ruins, seeking out ancient relics and discovering long-forgotten secrets. One day, while exploring a particularly treacherous ruin, Alara stumbled upon a magical artifact of great power. As she touched it, she was overwhelmed by a surge of magical energy and collapsed to the ground. When she awoke, she found that she had been transformed into a powerful mage, with the ability to wield magic in ways that she had never before imagined. It seems very sorcery to me, but, you know.
Oh my god, these hiccups.
Determined to use her new powers for good, Alara set out on a quest to right wrongs and protect the innocent. She traveled far and wide, battling dark sorcerers and vanquishing evil wherever she found it. Now, Alara is known throughout the land as a fierce and powerful mage, feared by her enemies and respected by her allies. She continues to roam the countryside, seeking out new challenges and using her magic to bring hope and light to a world that so often seems dark and cruel. So this is the character of Alara, the gnome mage. That's pretty legit. Like, that's like something that, well, this is way more in detail than I would have wrote for any of my characters for Dungeons and Dragons. But, like, shit, man. I guess next time I play a Dungeons and Dragons thing, I'm gonna go to ChatGPT for my character backstory. All right, I'm gonna go grab my guitar, do some chicken fish.
Chicken fish. Yeah. Chicken fish is
I guess
a
I
song.
better get the tuner also.
Get the tuner. Maybe we'll sing another song too. Like we can find another song and I'll sing it with you. So Chicken Fish is kind of cool because when he was deployed, his platoon sergeant's wife and I had become friends, and she had like a little kid, and I'd play her little daughter chicken fish, and she would just dance like she was like a year and a half old, and she'd like be booty dancing to chicken fish. And so of course I taped it, and like it's funny as hell, and now it's like living on through all this time. Occasionally I post it onto her Facebook so I can embarrass her, because she's Chrissy Gumi's age now. So, teenagers very embarrassed about the littlest things. Oh, okay. Gandalf, you're going to know this person. So remember when we all met that very first time at Mango Tango for the karaoke? My roommates were there, Beth Ann and Sarah. And so tomorrow I'm going to go drive down to Charleston, and I'm going to hook up with Beth Ann and spend the night there. And apparently she has like a whole thing planned for tomorrow night. I got to wear flannels and stuff and my Ugg boots. But like, we had some crazy times back in the day. So I really hope I'm going to have the craziest night, because I need it. For real, need it. Right. What's a basic bitch? I don't know. I'm going to wear my Ugg boots. I have two. I have two pair of Uggs. Ones that are like lower, they're like short Uggs. I also have moccasins. They're like, just regular moccasins with fur in them. And then I have the tall Ugg boots. Because I buy off Poshmark. It's like secondhand, but everything I buy is brand new there. So I get a great deal. Okay, I'm gonna Google basic bitch. Is that like boots with the fur? Basic bitch. It just says basic is the slang from American popular culture used pejoratively. I don't even know what that word means. To describe people who are perceived to prefer mainstream products, trends, and music. Basic bitch, oriented in hip hop culture and rose in popularity through rap, music, songs, blogs, and videos from 2011 to 2014. I lived with her until 2010, so maybe. Okay, I'm going to ask, what does a basic bitch dress like? Oh, if I could spell it right. Oh, okay. Yeah, she asked me to bring flannels, wear my Uggs. I have a vest. I have two. I don't know. I have an Ariat vest, which is a Western store brand. And then I think I have an Eddie Bauer vest, maybe. I've never worn either of them because I feel like I don't look right in vests. Oh, yeah, I have two of them. That's the Ariat and then the other one by Eddie Bauer. But I feel like it makes me look really chunky. So I've never worn them. Oh, here he comes. He's got his guitar. He's got his guitar. Here we go.
I have to grab my songbook.
What do you mean?
Because I tried to play the chords and I went into
You went into tone deafness?
the Elephant song.
I don't even know what that is.
Batteries in this.
You can't tune it off your ear?
I can, but it won't be like, it'll be tuned to itself. It won't be tuned to...
I can tune off my ear. When I would play viola, I didn't even need a tuner. Because I'm that good. I need a viola. And then I could play all my songs again.
I mean, I gotta put new batteries in this thing. It's like that corrosion.
Oh, do you want me to put new batteries in it?
If you want to.
Okay, I'm going to check.
See?
Oh my gosh, I have that purse. The leggings, yep. I have those boots and I have the tall ones. I had that plaid shirt. I gave it to Chrissy Gumi, but it fits me and not her now, so I need to find it and take it back. The hoodie? I need to go to her storage unit and get all my clothes out. We can do that early in the morning. What?
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
After we stay up all night drinking wine.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys hear the guitar okay?
Here's no guitar.
All right, let me I'm going to set up another microphone and see if that helps.
Do you remember the songs we played in that concert?
I think I have a bunch of them in here.
Oh, it's gonna fall down.
You gotta be careful about doing songs that are...
Huh?
You gotta be careful about doing songs that are from other people.
Really? Why?
Because that'll get DMCA.
Is this cardstock? Where is our printer paper?
I don't know if we have it. We feel it somewhere there. Good call. Can you grab my mouse while you're over there too? Not weird out.
thought that if you sang something that you played guitar to, then it's like not a big deal.
It's not a big deal on Twitch while it's live, but you can't save the file. YouTube, all your ad revenue will go to whoever owns the song.
Wow, it just printed out a shit ton of stuff.
You have my mouse?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Oh, why? Oh, you just gotta pause your stream beats so that way they can actually hear you.
Well, so that it's not. Yeah, that works now. Let's see. Taking this microphone over here now.
Did you hear him?
Yes.
It's the stream beats. Yeah.
And then we'll do this. Hey, Barley, stop it. Blah. Okay, so you might get a lot of background noise, but you should hear the guitar now.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does. He's very concerned about it. Come here, Barley. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, that's. It's cutting in and out a lot. Right?
I agree. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe let's try.
I think he just doesn't know what he's doing.
See what that does. Is it any cleaner now?
So mine and yours are icky.
Well, this microphone is good, but the guitar and yours are bad. The guitar one's not even turned up. That's the weird thing. All right, I think I got it.
I've been talking through a box fan all night.
I don't know. Sometime off stream, I'll try and figure it out. Maybe this week, because I'm not working, so I'll be able to just... And you're going to be at Beth Ann's, so I'll be able to stay at home and mess around with audio.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yep.
Then I'll be back.
So the guitar still quiet? Because I turned it up. Well, it's because I changed the buffer early on in the stream, and I didn't change the correction. I can fix that real quick. All right, the desync should be better. Okay. Boy, I don't even remember the words. So, those of you that have never written a song before, it's just like anything else. If you don't do it, you lose it. Yeah, Chore Living. Yeah. I wrote a lot of depressing songs when I was a kid. My memory, I can recall time when I felt not so old. These are all songs I've written, by the way. Goodbye. Yep. Okay.
Is that about Dana?
No, that's about my dad and him giving up alcohol.
Oh.
This is about Dana. You never loved me.
Well, she was in freaking high school. Who loves people in high school?
Well, you know. Dark Moon. Alone. Shadows of Time. This never got fleshed out. Yeah, she loved it, and it was about how terrible she was. It's true.
I think it'd be.
It's a good way to put it. I love you when you're not around.
What if you don't have it written down?
I have to have it written down. Otherwise, I'll just go to my YouTube channel and listen to it real quick. Prohibition Party. I only need like the first couple words. I'm an elephant. This is the one that I was playing upstairs. Nothing to say. Untitled. Lullaby. Okay, I gotta go to the... I gotta take a listen to it real quick. Because I don't remember. Yeah, if you've never written a song, if you don't play, it's just like any other song. If you don't do it, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't play it, you forget it. Just like any other song. Yeah, I actually, if you remember when you were staying here, Chrissy Gumi's playroom, it's now a music room. It's got my drum set in it. It's got all the instruments in it. It's like set up to be a jam room. It's awesome. All right, let's see here. My channel. What the hell? Oh.
I don't know what channel it's under.
It's under November. Gitchigumi Media. E-drums. All right, let's see here. Videos. I know chicken fish. Here we go. Come on. What's going on? Let's... 14 years ago this was recorded.
Some say.
People tell you a delicacy. All right, I should be able to get it from there. I have the Roland TD-17. I made sure it was a good set. It's like the bottom of the mid-tier Roland E-drum sets.
And then he's also got like the drum set that's coming that you kickstarted.
So yeah, I have. It's called Free Drum, and it's basically air drums. It's drumsticks and little sensors you put on your feet that hook into your. No, it's a 17. But it's drumsticks with accelerometers and little pads that you tie onto your shoes, and you hook them. You Bluetooth them to your phone, and then it makes a drum kit in the air drum. I'm super psyched. They just got my address, like it's real. Oh, price range, yeah, a little over 2,000.
But he kickstarted it, so he's getting.
Well,
it.
no, that was $80 the kickstart. The E-drum set we have upstairs was a little over 2,000.
What?
Yeah. We talked about it.
I don't remember you saying you could spend 2,000.
Yeah, why I told you that I did the Affirm and it was only going to cost so much a month. Some people call you a delicacy, but I don't think you are. Some people say you taste like crab. I wouldn't go that far. When I first had you in a dark Woodford and Smoky bar, I thought you tasted kind of odd with that real rough texture. But when I dipped you in that sauce, I didn't think I was at a loss. Most people wouldn't try you if they died because they're scared of you. They'd rather run away and hide from anything that's new. But oh man, I forgot the lyrics there.
But when I get you in my mouth.
No.
No.
Steven, are you here?
What?
But when I dipped you. People wouldn't try you if they died. Welcome to the process, everybody. From anything that's new. I can't get enough of that. Okay. So. Most people wouldn't try you if they died because they're scared of you. They'd rather run away and hide from anything that's new. But I can't get enough of that taste. Not quite chicken, it's not quite fish, but it tastes like chicken fish. Oh! I forgot after that now.
Oh my gosh. Oh. It's not like fish,
But it tastes like
chicken fish. Oh.
and figured it out. I'm singing about frog. Okay. Should I start from the beginning?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Man, maybe there's a battery in here that needs to be pulled out. No, it's still good. I've had a lot of wine tonight. Some people call you a delicacy, but I don't think you are. Some people say you taste like crap. I wouldn't go that far. When I first had you in a dark wood floor and smoky bar, I thought you tasted kind of odd with that real rough texture. But when I dipped you in that sauce, I didn't think I was at a loss. Most people wouldn't try you if they died because they're scared of you. They'd rather run away and hide from anything that's new. But I can't get enough of that taste. Not quite chicken, it's not quite fish, but it tastes like chicken fish. Oh! In case you haven't figured it out, I'm singing about frog legs. I suggest you try them if you can. They taste better than eggs. I think you really will agree. Taste is kind of odd, but that's okay. Not quite chicken, it's not quite fish, but it tastes like chicken fish. Oh! Yeah! The crowd went wild. Oh shit, man! It actually said the emojis correctly.
That's funny.
Barley's freaking out.
Very much like, what the hell is happening?
He's like, "What is Dad doing? What is the sound coming out of his mouth?"
Baby boy, little baby boy. Go ahead, Sonny. Lay down. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, you mentioned them to me before, and I listened to their guitarist. Pretty legit, pretty good stuff.
I want you to play this song sometime.
Sometime?
Yeah. So we can sing it together.
Okay.
I wish I knew how to play a guitar. I would just do it myself.
I recognize that song.
You do?
Yeah.
From what?
Boom, 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 boom. It's kind of printed weird though.
Yeah, I just printed it off something. There might be an easier version.
I mean, I don't need it easier. I just need to practice it. It's a giant freaking button in the middle of the print. A1C is down, everybody.
What? Oh, okay.
Down with Rebelsis. Yeah, I can learn this. Not tonight, but I mean, I could learn it tonight, but it would be the rest of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna sing a song with you sometime.
We should set up some time to go up in the music room and just jam together.
What am I gonna jam with?
Your voice.
My voice? Oh, okay. I
We
feel
can-
like in
we can
jamming
plug-
you have to have
We can plug the microphone in. We can plug the microphone in and have it come through the monitors, and it'll all be mixed together.
Play Thunderstruck Coward.
I don't even know Thunderstruck. Something about slamming your pick into the strings and doing some shit. I don't know. I never learned it. I learned
We were watching something, weren't we? And somebody was playing that
playing
same
Lagrima,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I was like, that
song got me into the Boston Conservatory.
Yeah.
I auditioned with that song.
I think I said that on the stream too, that they were playing on or whatever. I was like, that's what got my husband into the Boston Conservatory. They're like, what?
Oh, it was a stream?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a documentary or something.
No, I watched it on TikTok.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I have a nylon guitar upstairs.
A nylon guitar.
Nylon string,
Yeah. What is that?
steel string.
What's the difference?
The material that the strings are made out of.
I meant, why would you choose one or the other? Jesus Christ. He's writing down shorts on the side here.
Well, the different, like, nylon string guitar is typically what classical guitar music is played on. Because the strings are farther apart, the frets are wider. And it's easier to
I
finger.
need
play
to
with
get
fingers.
I need to get a viola for one.
You have we have a cello. Learn to play the
and
cello.
then I can also learn to play the cello.
Learn the cello, because the cello is amazing. The cello is a freaking incredible
Viola
instrument.
is like, actually, violas are like, nobody plays them.
It's true.
And I was like super proficient with it.
Well, the viola is the cello of the shoulder-borne instruments.
It is an alto violin, yes. And you know, Kansas, the group Kansas, that plays Carry On Your Wayward Son. They use an electric viola. And I got to hold it because my ex-husband sang backup for them.
Well, if you get a viola, then we definitely have to jam. We gotta start right.
We
writing
gotta start
music.
doing some Alison Krauss and Nickelback. Or
No,
Nickel Creek.
we gotta write music so that we can
Oh.
put it on TikTok and not get DMCA'd because it's our own original music, and then we'll have a digital copy
We could make Chrissy Goomi's music into songs.
into actual music. Yeah,
She writes really good.
she
songs.
writes good lyrics. Yeah.
She does. She's like a lyricist. But she's not good with the rhythm of it. What?
Really? You know what's kind of funny?
I saw Nickelback when they were just $5 cover at the little bar that I used to sing at.
we have 2 Canadians in our unit.
Who?
The Canadians. I'm not gonna give out their names.
Have I met them?
No,
Well, they need to go to Beerio Kart.
they were so upset when the Queen died.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I was too, and it's not my queen.
Yeah. I think they are going to go to... Look, everybody was invited to Beerio Kart. By the way, we're doing Beerio Kart. It's a...
If you want to come
you
up
can
here,
imagine,
James, come to Beerio Kart.
It's a Mario Kart tournament where beer will be consumed in excess.
I have a Switch, and apparently I'm going to do it too, but I suck, so I'm not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, we're going to train.
You're
like
gonna
the
train
day
me?
before,
You're
yeah.
gonna train me?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll start on Monday. The 22nd.
Yeah, come here. Because I know you're good at Mario Kart.
Are you good at drunk Mario Kart, though? That's the question.
That's the question.
Red shell, blue shell, bullshit!
Sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get in your car and drive, man.
Yeah.
I got to go up to Minnesota anyway to pick up a motorcycle, so you can come down here and play Mario Kart. It'll be a two-way thing.
So Thanksgiving, we were at his lieutenant's house, and this one,
Ouch.
sorry, it hurt too.
That probably hurt you. More than it hurt me.
This dude drank a whole bottle of wine,
The entire bottle of wine.
and then he like splashed it around on their brand new couch.
It was spill-proof.
It wasn't spill proof.
It was
like a white.
spill-proof.
It's like a couch like what we have.
They'll understand. You work for the Treasury or some shit. They'll get it. They're a bunch of partiers. I don't think you understand. The bean counters are some of the biggest partiers in the world.
Make it happen. If you can't make it happen, we won't hold it against you.
Yeah, we won't hold it against you. We'll just put a bunch of stuff on TikTok to make you feel bad. That's not true.
He's not even following my TikTok. I don't even think James has a TikTok. I haven't found him.
Well, he might not have, like, he might not put videos on it.
I want to make a cool TikTok, but I don't know what to do.
Ask ChatGPT. Seriously, go to ChatGPT right now and say, give me 5 ideas for TikTok videos that will get 5 ideas for cool TikTok videos that will get interaction.
Okay, let's see here. Dance videos, it says TikTok is known for its dance trends.
That's true.
Lip syncing videos, another
Those are,
popular type.
you would be really good at those.
Comedy sketches, if you're funny and enjoy creating things to make people laugh. DIY and tutorial videos. And Challenges and trends. TikTok is full of challenges and trends that
Don't do the
users
challenges.
participate in.
You could do the lip syncing videos though. You'd be really good at those.
Yeah. Do you have to sing with it?
No, you just lip sync.
Lip sync?
You just play the music and then or the like audio clip from like a movie or something. Like there's this chick that I watch all the time, and she actually gets made fun of because she does these like really expressive voices. She just really expressive faces.
Like the Titanic song.
No, but like it'll be like a kid sound bit or like a kid talking, and she'll be the voice of the kid, or she'll be lip syncing the kid, and she'll just like
I'm gonna do It's Corn.
like there you go. Yeah. Start with that one.
Christy Gumi was singing that song earlier today. It's corn. It's a bubble of whatever lumps.
Yeah. That kid, if you see the original video, like that
No.
kid's gonna be a corn farmer.
No,
He's gonna be an incredible corn farmer.
no, but my son used that song for while he was harvesting corn, and it's great. I'm just like, this is the perfect TikTok. What? I love it. I send it to all my friends. And then Braden's just like, how everybody's following me, but they're all mutual friends with you. Has something to do with I'm proud of my kid.
I was trying to make that a really sad song. You can't make it a sad song. You're proud of your kid? It's corn!
A big lump with knobs.
It's got the juice!
It's corn. I could tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it with butter, everything changed. Sheesh. So funny. Nah, you guys aren't going outside.
I wonder if Bob Dylan would. I wonder if Bob Dylan has like a big DMCA team.
What do you mean?
He's got like 500 songs. I can't imagine that he cares. Everybody covers Bob Dylan songs. I bet you he doesn't care about DMCA.
Everybody covers everything songs, and I'm like, I see it all the time.
Yeah, but like when Taylor Swift covers a song, or like when Limp Bizkit covers a song, they get the
There's a million
there's
covers.
a specific type of license you need to get in order to cover a song for monetary purposes.
Whoa.
And Twitch has the street performer license, so that you can play copyrighted music on Twitch, but you can't save the VOD because that would call it a yeah. Well, I think Bob Dylan owns his own music, but it's Twitch has.
Then why is there so many covers on YouTube?
Well, YouTube, because YouTube, like if you play a song, somebody else's song on YouTube, they have a license with the record companies where if the record company claims it, YouTube won't mute your video, but any revenue that comes off of that video, like ad revenue or anything, will go to that. Will go to the record label. It won't go to you. So, like, say we were monetized and we were making ad revenue, and we played a song from somebody else, 30 seconds of a song from somebody else. This entire, what are we at now? 3 hours? This entire 3-hour video, all revenue from this video would go to that record label.
We don't get revenue anyway.
Well, but if we did, I'm saying, but if we got like ad revenue or anything, if we got any kind of revenue, from this channel, even if we played like 2 minutes, like this song, when I was playing these chords, if it was coherent enough to be considered recognizable to the record label, They would claim the video, and all the revenue would go to that record label. We would get none of it for an entire 3-hour video.
Sing it.
Don't sing it, because if we ever do make money, then this video will be demonetized.
We'll never make money on this.
We might. We could. I want to. Someday, when we win the lottery and we can spend more time on this.
I'm gonna do it on my channel.
Do it on your channel. That's fine. But with Twitch, they have what's called a street performer license. So you can sing, you can play copyrighted music as long as it's obvious that you're the one making all the sound, all the music.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't save the VOD because that's considered rebroadcasting, and that's a different license.
What is that sound up there?
I put the blankets in the washer. The blankets that were peed on.
Oh, I gotcha.
The peed on blankets.
They only do it to your blankets.
I get. Well, I mean, yeah.
I guess they just like me better.
Or they just like to pee in the places that I like to lay in. This reminds me of a game I used to play in the 80s. I think it was Leisure Suit Larry, the old Sierra game. You were on beat for every hiccup but the last one. So I was playing to your hiccups.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we just determined that we're at 3 hours. Do you want to call it? That's like our normal. That's our normal time to call it.
I guess so. Let's call. Let's call it.
Yeah, I'd be up for some gaming. I don't know. I'll think about streaming it, but I'll definitely be up for some gaming. I'll let you know. I got to clean this up, and I'll decide if I'm going to stream it or not. But
I'm going to head to the couch
we'll figure out a game.
and
Get
deal
over your
with my
hiccups. All right. Let me get this set up before we get sign off, and I'll get another glass of wine also.
Me too.
Are you still affiliate on Twitch? I'm not sure how that all works. Nice. Okay, let's go over here. Okay. Thank you for coming by. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube, the follow button on Twitch, and whatever Twitter has, go ahead and hit that because we're there too. And until next time,
Pour on.
pour on.
Have I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in. And if I let you in, another round begins. No, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? I find my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of
in here, a feather in the air. Oh, but when the wind blows, will I tumble or sail away? Or would you have me stay? And what if I escape? I know
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. But what if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side, by your side. I'm not afraid. We found something that'll never fade. We can be ourselves and figure out the rest along the way. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the